Woo! Woo! Look, I just been keeping my poise. Made by the million, but still unemployed. They text me about green, but not on Android. She not my shawty, she filling the void. I make the sounds that cut through the noise. He think he a man, but he chillin' with boys. Put down the liquor, start drinking LaCroix. The pain wasn't choice, but now I rejoice. My uncle had told me that I was the one. I played the shit smart, now my bragging and dumb. Lil' shawty had hit me, said she wanna come. Her dresses is black, but she not a nun. I'm so Pasadena, cause that's where I'm from. Some bangers, some hoes, them with guns. They scheming for riches, they playing it numb. I'm second, I wins cause I'm second to none. Look, what the you think I do it for? Do it for? Hey, looking in the mirror.
No Cousins break down the game, talk strategy, and help you build wealth the smart way, mentally, spiritually, and financially. Tonight we're talking about changing costs, changing opportunities, and changing mindsets. The rules of the game keep shifting, so we're getting into what people need to know before they get left behind. Fellas, let's dive into this, man. But before we get into the conversation, let's see what the money weather is looking like. Is it sunny skies, storm clouds, or hurricane season for buyers? Jason, man, let's tap into this update on the mortgage side, my brother. What you got for the people today?
Here, give me 1 second, bro. Yeah, man. So you guys can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, my fault. Yeah, man. So we're mortgage rates have skyrocketed the other day, man. We went up to a 6.75. We're back down to like a 6.6 today. The market's moving. It's all speculative. What's going on? I actually was telling Gerard earlier, I went to go fill up today, and I didn't even pay attention because I really don't pay attention too much to the gas prices. And when I finished with the damn gas pump, I looked at I'm like, yo, I had a quarter tank and it cost me $71 to fill my damn car up. So, if that's happening, markets are probably fluctuating up and down. But yeah, man, it's still a good opportunity to purchase out there. Still good value you can find in this market. It's just a matter of being able to get with a professional to identify what's best for you and your family. But the rates are the rates, man. Like we were a couple years ago, we were over 7%, bro. So they came down. We get a little breather room. They're probably going to drop again in the next couple of weeks. But it is what it is. We got to deal with the present and take advantage of the opportunities.
Say that.
Yes, sir. Brother King Gerard, man, listen, we got two realtors. If you new to the show, we have two realtors right now. So that means we should have double the amount of information on the market update on our home side. What y'all got?
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure, right, King?
I know exactly.
Well, Gerard, I go since you don't want to go first.
I thought you said you had it. See, you told me you had it.
No, hold on. Nah, I said I got some now. So, as far as the New Haven market update, it's still competitive. Buyers are starting to gain slightly like an edge on the purchasing process because a lot of sellers are aggressively putting their properties on market to where a lot of people really don't want to pay the higher price because a lot of times the house is priced very high and the house is not given what it's supposed to be given for that price from a buyer's standpoint. So a lot of buyers are having issues with that. Now, as far as the inventory is still tight, which keeps prices, pressure on prices. Mortgage rates have improved slightly compared to 2025. That's what the statistics are saying, which is bringing more buyers back into the market. A lot of people are having buyer fatigue. We spoke about that on the last episode. Matter of fact, no, on that Thursday, we spoke about that. As far as people going through the process and feeling like they want to give up, they want to stop, they want to cancel their contract with the agent that they're working with. Also, multifamily homes still remains highly sought after and desirable because investors are targeting basically the income that produces from the property. Buyers are becoming they're becoming more cautious and selective, especially with older homes needing major repairs. Like we spoke about before, a lot of people don't want those starter homes. They want to basically have everything brand new. They don't want to just come in, have to fix, a fence or, they don't even want to paint nowadays. They don't even want to do the tile. Like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of harder for people to purchase if they have that mindset. We have to like really educate more to let them know that they could get into the market of buying once you get in, as far as if the property do need work, you could work on these things over time. You don't gotta put a new roof on like within the first 2 years. Like if you still got some life on it, like save up the money. Or when it be a bad storm, remember that date and put it in your notes, and then you go back to the insurance, and then you could get a new roof. You could possibly get new siding if some of your siding came off your side of your house. It work out. And a lot of this stuff I'm not talking about, I did it. Gerard, what you got?
So I think you're right. On a broader scale, on more of a national scale, the Wall Street Journal and Zillow put out some articles. There's been a few articles circulating this week in regards to it being more inventory nationally. They're saying that there's we're at a high of 600,000, over 600,000 homes on the market available right now. And they are speculating that, this is kind of swinging the leverage over to the buyer side, if you will. So again, real estate is hyper local. What's going on in one part of the country might not be going on the other. We looked at our that heat map of where people are migrating to, that migration map where people are migrating to in the country, and there's some areas that are hotter than others. I think, like King said, we still have a lot of pressure here because of the lack of inventory, the size of the state, and then also our neighboring markets, New York City and Boston. So we're still feeling the pressure. I don't see a lot of prices cooling down. Hamden, I'm starting to see houses sit on the market a little bit longer in Hamden, and I'm sweating a little bit. And I'm gonna tag Jason in on this one because I got a thought on that. So what's happening in Hamden is the same thing that's happening in New York. New York City is crazy expensive, right? Taxes is high, prices is high. But what's happening? The people are leaving and pushing the other markets. So next to Connecticut, what's the next best real estate market in the country? It's New Jersey, right? Everybody's leaving New York City to go to New Jersey. So New Jersey is crazy. They're like, average days on market is like 6 days right now, right? Everybody's running from Hamden because of the taxes. That's the only thing, is the taxes, right? So you're going to leave Hamden, everybody's flocking to these other towns, and you're driving the prices up in these other towns, right? So if the prices go up in these other towns, when it comes time to what they call it, reassess for the taxes is going to go up in those other towns too because the property values just went up.
Correct.
But Gerard, let me ask this question on that though. So, but is that part of like that? What's the word? I don't want to say good and bad, negative, positive, but like one of those challenges, right? Where we talk about a lot about having a sacrifice, where there may be an opportunity over here, or there may be like, hey, you need to get out of your situation, so you got to kind of go somewhere. Is that a part of it? That's something you can't control, because if people need to move from where they're from because they can't afford it, isn't that part of, you know what I mean? I keep saying part of it, but
yeah. So first of all, you're never going to move anywhere if you can't afford it, period.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you can't afford it, period. But with that being said, there's a lot of instances where people are really not looking at the numbers and, you know, the numbers right now and the numbers long term. Right. And
Yeah,
when
that's
I
what I
say
was about to say. It's more short-term thinking more than
it's
anything
more
else.
short-term thinking because you're looking
Yeah.
at it, okay, well, I just want to use round numbers. So let's just say I got a $400,000 house, but the taxes is $10,000 in Hampden, right? And this actual facts, this happened. $400,000 house, $10,000 in taxes in Hampden. We go to Meriden for let's just say I got a $430,000 house and the taxes is $8,000. You see what I'm saying? It balanced out
Yeah.
right there. Not only that, but because of the stigma in this one town, now we got a crazy bidding war, and that $430,000 on that house just turned into $460. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now we got to go up on the price, and the taxes gonna end up where you trying to run from anyway. You know,
Yeah.
the thing that Hampden has going on right now is the 4-year phase-in. The reassessment was so high, and the budget, the town budget was so crazy that they decided to do a 4-year phase-in on the taxes. So instead of just raising the taxes, one high number, they decided to do a little bit at a time every year. Every July, the taxes go up. Just that statement alone, just that system will scare the shit out of you for real. Like, yo, my taxes are going to go up every year, but the blessing is I already know what it is. I already know what that last number is. Like, you know what I mean? So it's publicly stated that the tax is going to go up in these increments. So I can plan for that increment. But now if I go to these other towns, right now it looks good. But when that reassessment comes, we don't know where it's going to be at. You see the difference? So I'm not trying to persuade people to buy a Hampden. I'm not trying to, you buy where you can afford, right? But I'm just, in terms of, what me and King was talking about, in terms of trying to find the deal, right? Trying to find, you're tired of the bidding wars. You're tired of the buyer fatigue. You might have to think outside of the box. And it might just be a little bit of math that could save you. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, like you said, Mike, just looking at what's in front of you in the short term. Just do some math, and it might make more sense to be here where everybody's running from.
That makes sense, man. Fella, I just want to make sure before we jump off, anybody else want to say anything towards what he just put out?
No, they nailed it.
Okay, cool beans. I just want to ask this question. It's not a part of our topic, but I think it's something that we touched on. Let's just keep it 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But because I think this is something that's talked about a lot when people are talking about buying homes versus renting, right? Is it true that today's market is harder than what our parents had to deal with in the 90s, the 80s, the 70s?
Sorta. The reason why I say sorta is because, again, in the what they call it, face value, right? Looking at it at the surface, it's easy for you and I to say, well, rents were cheaper back then. But what we're not taking account in is they also made less money. You get what I'm saying? So what we look at as cheaper was probably expensive to them then.
Yep.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I think you got to look at it that way. But, we can all say, all right, well, I wish we could go back there, but do you want that paycheck? Like, do you want, you got to look at the whole thing. You can't just look at the rents. But I think there was, I'm an 80s baby, bro. So there's struggle in every era. How about that? Can I say that? There's gonna be some struggle in every era. I think now, if you ask me, I think it's easier now.
Yeah,
you got more resources, you got more opportunities to do things to secure the bag. So I would definitely say it was harder then. but I wouldn't say it was harder just because or I wouldn't say it was easier just because the rents were lower.
Yeah, that makes sense. Brother Jason, man, let's hit this topic, man, on these Florida taxes. I know you got some things you want to get off your chest. You want to make sure people understand what's happening in Florida, if it makes sense, if it doesn't make sense, your opinion on it as well. Obviously, some facts. I'm gonna turn it over to you, my brother.
Yeah, so in Florida, we have something happening right now, and a lot of it is the governor. He came out in 2025 and said that he wanted to eliminate property taxes, right? And it wasn't really clear, but they made it a little more clear over the past several months. So I'm going to read some notes and stuff that I took. Some I'm quoting, some are not. I'm not paraphrasing, but it's important for people in Florida and other states to understand this, because when things seem too good to be true, sometimes they are. And if you get relief in one end, they're going to hit you in another. And one thing we learn about it, like, nothing is free. So you're going to pay for it somewhere. So what actually happened, there was no vote actually passing to eliminate property taxes in Florida yet, right? There's been a lot of buzz and some real legislative action has actually happened, but as of today, Florida property taxes are still completely unchanged at all. Like, nobody's taxes have been eliminated. So Governor Ron DeSantis first proposed this in 2025 to eliminate property taxes on primary homes, right? Arguing they're the most burdensome tax for Floridians. He estimated they could change and save households about $1,000 per year. So really quick before I move on, think about what $1,000 per year really is in 12 months, brother. The risk that it's going to take to save $1,000 per year versus what actually they're going to taxes on the back end for it, right? Because they got that lost revenue needs to be collected somewhere. The most aggressive proposal was the HJR 203 passed the Florida House 8030. This is what's been going around the internet for the past couple months. This is back in February this year. The only tax proposal to receive a full floor vote. House Speaker Daniel Perez called it the most aggressive legislation ever passed by a legislative chamber on property taxes in the history of the U.S., right? And here's some details. This proposal only covers your primary homestead residence, meaning your main home. If you're a full-time Florida resident, it would not apply to second homes, investment properties, Airbnbs, commercial buildings, and or part-time residents, right? Only the property you have homestead on. Also, none of the proposals would have eliminate property taxes entirely. All focus on the non-school portion of property taxes. School district tax would remain. So it stalled because the debate revealed sharp differences even within the Republican supermajority that DeSantis pushed for total elimination of homestead taxes. But that raised serious concerns about how cities and counties, especially smaller rural ones, would replace the lost revenue. HJR 203 died in the Senate Appropriations Committee when the regular session ended March 13th this year without a hearing. While the House put forward 8 different plans, passed one, the Senate didn't advance any similar proposal. So here's the money problem. Property taxes generate roughly $55 billion annually in Florida, providing around 18% of county revenues, 17% of municipal revenues, and up to 60% of school district funding in many areas. Critics warn eliminated property taxes could force the state sales tax to rise from 6% to 12%. Where things stand right now, and as of May 2026, property taxes remain completely unchanged. No constitutional amendment has been finalized for the ballot, and no changes have been made to how property taxes are calculated or collected as of today. Governor DeSantis has now said he wants lawmakers back for a third special session by the end of July to finally take up property taxes. But the boldest idea of full elimination appears to be on hold, with leaders now pitching gradual phase out instead. A glide path over 6 years is being discussed. Excuse me. So that local governments know the change is coming and can plan for it. So how they can actually make it happen, because it would amend the Constitution, the Florida Constitution. The proposal needs 60% of supermajority votes in both the House and the Senate just to get on the ballot. And then it would need 60% voter approval at the election this September coming up. The Secretary of State ballot certification deadline is August 26th. So the window to get it on the November ballot is closing fast. So bottom line for everybody that's listening, this is real and active debate. One of the biggest tax policy fights in Florida history, but nothing has been decided yet. So where right now, nothing has been decided. Nothing is up for vote in November yet. They still have to get that on the floor and get that passed. But it's only gonna affect one portion. It's gonna leave the larger portion of your tax bill still there, so to eliminate other portions, and I'll break it down really quick. So your property tax bill is actually made up of several different taxes, not just one. This is for all you other states also. This is not just Florida. When you get your annual property tax bill, you're paying multiple taxes authorities at once. Typically your county, your city municipality, special districts like water, management or fire, and your local school district. Each one charges a separate rate, and they all get added together into one bill that you pay. So when you look at your tax bill, it's broken up into sections on who collects what at what rate. So they're not going to touch school taxes because the money is enormous. Like it's a huge amount of money, right? School districts rely on property taxes more heavily than any other local government. Replacing that funding will require massive new revenue sources, likely to drastically increase sales tax. And lawmakers haven't figured out how to solve that problem. Right, so it's politically radioactive. Telling voters you're cutting school funding is very tough, even in Florida. Like, people do not want their school funding cut because schools are already horrible in the U.S. right now. Cutting more funding, and when I say cutting funding, is going to cut inner city school funding because I'm pretty sure they're going to find money for the other schools. So. If this eventually passes and you're a Florida homeowner with a homestead exemption, you'll likely see a reduction in your property tax bill, but not a zero bill, and you'll still owe the school district portion every year. So think of it as getting a discount on a restaurant check, but you still have to pay for the drink. So, and drinks, as we know, if you've been to any decent restaurant, the drinks cost more than the actual meal.
Right. So is this gonna make? Is this a thing where it's like, yo, I better hurry up and get to Florida? Like, is this going to cause demand, cause people to flock back to Florida?
No, I think this is dangerous if it passes, right? Because think about this, right? First of all, we got new tolls going up throughout the whole state right now. They're hitting you with tolls. I got a couple of toll bills. I'm like, yo, it was never a toll on that road before. Where the hell does toll come from? And what they're going to do is, if you just think about it, it's only for people, homestead exemption, right? Small portion. So that small minority is going to cause sales tax to hike probably from 6% to 12%. We have no state tax here. So what's going to happen, and I'm just speculating, I don't know, what's going to happen is when this lost revenue comes in, they're going to take services away. And I guarantee you within the next 5 to 10 years of this passes, they're going to say, oh, but if we put a state tax in, a small state tax, we can make some of this money back. And guess what's going to happen? It's going to cost, the cost of living here is already crazy. The wages are lower here. They're not growing. And now you're going to have a state tax with a higher sales tax just to save people $1,000 a year. Me personally, I don't think it's worth it. Who would come? Why would you want to come to Florida? I get it's nice, but there's other nice places also around this country. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. You can visit Florida a week. Most people that live here don't go to the beach all the time. Like, you're not partying all the time. So don't be fooled. You can come on vacation and save thousands of dollars a year living somewhere else.
Bro, you said the best part of being in Florida is like being on vacation every day. That's what you told me.
If it's affordable, bro, like I said, two things could be true. If it's affordable, it makes sense. If it's costing a lifestyle where you're not really, you're not going to the beach, you're not living that lifestyle, guess what? I got mangoes in my tree and coconuts up there. I took a picture to send you, but it ain't worth paying 12% sales tax, brother.
I feel you. So they'll get rid of the property tax to pay the 12%, and you're gonna wind up paying the 12% sales tax. And we already got
I mean,
inflation,
not
possibly.
yeah, not necessarily. They'll come up with a way to get their
Yeah,
money back.
they got to get that money because the
I'm telling you,
schools.
like you go on the Turnpike now, there's freaking tolls everywhere on 826 and you're like, where? I'm not 95, but Turnpike and 820. Like, where do these tolls come from?
Yeah, and you mentioned the schools, and that's the one of the major issues here in Hamden is the school budget is crazy, and it's like
Yeah.
it's going up. They're they're having budget meetings now, and the school district still needs more money. Special education and all of that stuff costs money, man. So um it's tough, but do the numbers, man. It's the math will set you free.
Let me ask you a question. So we don't have money for schools, but we have money to give Israel like $8 billion
Say that.
a year. Like I don't think people really understand like what's going on right now, right? We got money for wars, we got money for planes, and it's like when you speak to certain people in this country, we're so brainwashed. Oh no, man! Like these people, like everybody's not lazy, bro. When it becomes a disadvantage, when you're blatantly saying, "I don't care how hard," this is what people don't understand. When there's a blatant like disadvantage for people, it don't matter how hard you work. It don't matter how much you're never going to reach this 1, 2, 3%. So you're going to have to struggle at that level. And now, because you're struggling, we're forcing you to struggle. We're going to say you're lazy. We're going to target the black community and say the reason they can't get out of poverty is because they're lazy. Then we're going to grab about 4 or 5 black people to get on our side with the MAGA hats, right? That they have, like the cop dude and the fat dude from used to be on ESPN, Jason Whitlock. Then you got Stephen A. You got these other people, and they'll just start coming at us, like, "Oh, you lazy?" And look at me, I'm here, and this, and they be like, "Look, we got the token dudes, right?" And they make you feel less than, and it's like, bro, the game is rigged, right? So the only way to unrig the game is to work together, because individually they can isolate us, but together they're not. So when people say, "Sir, I know I'm MAGA and I love you, but why are we giving Israel $18 billion a year for nothing in return?" Like, we don't get nothing in return for that. So
Yeah,
go for
I
it.
think it's part of the conversation. You know what I mean? Where it's they want to, and outside just the black community itself, but they want to keep the population at like a very low level, right? Where they're not producing as many entrepreneurs. They want to keep
Yeah.
as many employees as possible. You know what I mean? So the less, or even if you work hard, you're going to work hard at being an employee, right? I'm bringing back to the gentleman at my job where he's complaining about everything that's going on around him. He's like, "Man, I've worked so hard, and when I'm at work, I work so hard. I expect things to be this way, and I expect it for my life to have been different." It's like, nah, my brother, just because you work hard at work doesn't mean your life is going to reflect, because you're working hard for them and not for yourself. So it's like you gotta kind of pick and choose
Yeah.
where you're working hard at. Yeah, you can work hard, but are you
Should be
investing at the same time, or are you just saving like a regular dollar and not investing that same dollar?
should be a
So
baseline though. You think it should be a baseline that you can like a survivable baseline, right? Because most people are going to be at that level or below, right? The majority of people. We see it now. The median income in this country is very low, based on what we see on social media. Based on like it's very low, and the top 1% is actually boosting that thing up probably like 30, 40 thousand dollars, right? So when you start doing the average, man, it's like, how are we even surviving? And why the Civil Rights Act, and this is something I learned not to get off track. Why the Civil Rights Act was so important, not for us, but for America and white people, is because once they passed the Civil Rights Act, right? When Martin Luther King was getting killed, he said, "I think we're segregating into a burning house," right? Before the civil rights, we went to our own doctors, we had our own towns, we had our own banks, we went to our own restaurants, we ate our own places, right?
Mm.
But we wanted to share. And as soon as we freaking passed that civil rights bill, that's when the decline of the black community started to sink.
Yeah.
And knowing that now and the how it happened and the laws and things that were put in place to make it happen, it's scary, man, to know that it was intentional.
Mm-hmm. King,
Yo,
yep.
he said, Martin Luther King said, "I have a fear that I'm leading my people into a burning house." So
Correct.
everything that you were saying, but that's how he said it, because he
Correct.
called on late. He called on, and it was too late. He was starting to figure it out. That, like, he was basically leading them, our people, into a trap, basically.
Yeah. Because now, guess what? If I'm able to put a Home Depot in your neighborhood, those mom and pop stores is just a matter of time before they go. If I'm able to put a Walmart in your community, just a matter of time before the mom and pop stores no longer. If I'm able to put a Advanced Auto Parts and all these paint places, it's over. You can't, like, this mom and pop can't survive that because they can't live off the margins they were receiving. So yeah, man, it's crazy when you start breaking down the economics of this stuff, bro.
Yeah, man. What? So, do you feel like Florida is not even over a certain amount of time is not even going to be worth the place to be at? I think you might have answered this question earlier.
I
Is
think
it
Florida's a great place to be. I think when you're in the big cities and you just got like Gerard and King was saying earlier, it's a matter of affordability.
okay?
How
Yeah,
do
he
you
did say
want your
that.
lifestyle? Where could you afford? Where could you be comfortable? Right? We came into this owning thing years ago, right? So we didn't buy in the past 5 6 years, right? We didn't buy in the past 2 3 years where the mortgage payments now are averaging like 2,800 to 3,500 for
Yeah,
the minimal payment, right? To live, right? So people who are buying now and people who didn't set themselves up, that's why it's so important to be present because you can set yourself up. And you got to see some of these trends happening. I was watching something the other day, Mike, and the dude said, watch the shift in business. And where the businesses are going, that's where the new shifts of the markets are going. So they said Miami, Florida is the shift in business, right? But it's small because Dallas now is the next wave because of what industries are actually going to Dallas. Remember, Austin was a small freaking place. Now Austin has all the podcasters, all the
yeah,
shitload of entrepreneur Like now, Austin is on fire right now,
yeah,
right? And it was affordable at one point. So there's a shift that always happened in this country. New York is gonna always be New York. Like that crap they say, man. Like, bro, New York is always gonna be New York, right? But it's gonna, like, business, and it's gonna shift. It's gonna go to different places, and the goal is, can I get there faster than everybody else?
yeah. I just want to say this off topic thing. But King, I hope you share for everybody, my brother. What you got, a bowl of chicken?
Yeah, that's crazy.
uh, uh,
Watermelon.
you said what?
Watermelon.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's okay. Oh, you said some watermelon. Got you. All right. Man, Jason, thanks for that, man. I think that's definitely something that we know we got to continue to update people on, because that is almost like, in my opinion, that thing that's like, what's the right words I want to say? It's like it's almost there, but it's not really there. It seems good, but it's not really good at the same time. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I
yeah.
think it's going to catch some people off guard who think it may be the wave, it may be the right way to go, but then as we've seen sometimes, it could just be like false advertisement.
But if you
So
have money, it's good. Like if you got money and you can survive here and get a good job and afford,
yeah,
it's one of the best places probably to live in the world, especially if you can get on the coastline. Like
hmm
it's beautiful here, you know. It's just I'm talking to people who are looking to migrate because they're like it's cheaper there. I'm like, do your whatever wherever you move, do your research first because you can be coming to a place where because people don't understand this, and I try to tell I don't try to tell my customers, hey, when you purchase that house, After that year, them taxes are going to skyrocket. And in Florida right now, our taxes and insurance is ridiculous right now. So you buy that house at 4 or 5 thousand, that thing might go to $6,000, $7,000 because guess what? There's $1 million homes now. There's $1 million apartment buildings being put up. They're taking that line of the hood. They're pushing it back, and it's all tides all right. You know what I mean? Everything is rising now, bro, and it's like you're not safe.
Yeah, yeah. So that even kind of brings us to into our next topic, whether or not um or why people's dreams fail. Some of the biggest reasons why they fail, right? So within that, man, do you feel like even taking that move, right, where some people dream of like, man, hey, I've been living in Bumbo, yeah, I ain't gonna say that. I've been living in this low life, right? I've been struggling paycheck to paycheck. I've been riding this little hoopty for 5, 10 years now. I'm seeing the same people. I'm in the same places, but they never actually take that next move. They never actually go and find where they really want to be. Why do you feel like people are just kind of stuck? This is open to anybody, but why do we feel like people are just stuck and not chasing their dreams and kind of just being on that, like, I'm gonna just ride the wave for most of their life?
uh, I, lack of
Go. You want to go?
yeah, lack of imagination, lack of motivation, and lack of
Determination.
okay.
Sorry, I just wanted to jump in there
Okay,
on. I
nah,
just wanted to relate real quick.
if it,
That was it, Mike. That was it.
if it works, then it works, you know.
Yes, sir.
But all of those things. But I was also gonna say, lack of a plan. You know what I'm saying? If I sit here and I say, look, we want to have the top podcast in the country. You know what I'm saying? If we don't have a plan on how to get there, the next episode you could be like, well, damn. You know what I mean? Like you got what you playing for. I tell my shout out to I got a couple of my football players watching the live, but I always tell them, yo, what you playing for? What you playing for? Once you figure that part out, then you got the motivation to go ahead and chase the dreams. But yeah, definitely motivation. Would you say determination? And a plan, a strategy.
Yes, sir. Brother King, go ahead and chew your watermelon up, my brother. It's your turn.
So for me, I feel like a lot of people give up on their dreams because they don't deserve them.
Nice.
If you have dreams and you just give up and you just gonna stop because it didn't happen as soon as you felt like it should have, it don't happen the way you feel like it should have, then you don't deserve it. Anybody who gives up don't deserve it. That's how I feel. Because if you wanted, you would go day in and day out, year after year, whatever it takes, you would do. And that dream that you see in your mind, once you see it, you can achieve it, but you got to work towards it. If you're not putting in the work to make it happen, it's not your dream, it's somebody else's. And if you're not gonna put the work in, you shouldn't even have the dream. So just get comfortable living your regular life if that's the life you live, or don't dream, because with the dream, it's gonna cost you something. You're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to do what everybody isn't willing to do, and sometimes you gotta leave where you're from. Sometimes you gotta leave where you're from to grow. Sometimes you might be in a toxic environment, and your family might be toxic, or just the environment, or just the people. Period. Sometimes you got to start from ground zero and build your way up and be okay with it, because it's okay. It's your dream. And people get mad, oh, they're not supporting me. They're not supporting me. But are you supporting you? How bad do you want it? You got to ask yourself. If you want it bad enough, you got to just do it. And you'll worry about everything else later on. Because sometimes the people that you really need to know are in another country, another state. They're in a different environment. And you can only learn from new people. Old people can't really help you with nothing new unless they met somebody new, or unless they got some new education or some new information. But old people can only bring you down unless they went up by connecting with somebody else or getting something new. But new places, new ideas, new money, new opportunities, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's how you make dreams reality.
I like that marketing, my brother. Let me just speak on that real quick. So that was a conversation I was having with somebody, and it was they asked me about a business move. How should I move? This is what I want to do. Boom, boom, boom. I said, okay, cool. To me, you're getting repetitive on your thoughts. Not that it's a bad thing, but like there hasn't been much of a um, uh, uh, uh,
Action.
increase in the knowledge. You said what?
I was about to say action, but go ahead.
Action as well.
Yeah.
Action and knowledge. And it's like you want people to follow you, but are you doing things for people to even follow you? Are you making the moves to even want them to follow you? Are you doing things? All right. So like, are you reading books? Are you understanding sales more? Are you putting yourself out there more? Are you shooting content? Are you doing all these things that when you're in business, these are the things you have to do? Are you doing those things on your own time? If you have time, but you're doing everything else that's completely opposite of it, then it makes absolutely no sense. Well, I'm not gonna say it makes no sense, but it's like you're wanting this thing, but you're not really working as hard as you possibly can to make that thing achievable. You're kind of just riding the wave, as I kind of said earlier.
You said it right, Mike. It makes no sense. Don't listen. We talked about this the other day. Stop sugarcoating stuff. Listen, there's no reason to keep talking about something that you want to do and you're not putting in the work to do it.
Yeah.
Like talk. You better off talking to a wall. Like don't keep telling me. Like my daughter says she want to be a real estate agent. My oldest daughter. I don't care about what you want to do. Show me. Show me that you're studying for the Connecticut real estate exam. I don't care about what you want to do. Show me in your action that you want to do it. Because everybody talk all day. Yeah, I want this, I want that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
And another,
you get graded by your report card, and when you're an adult, you get graded by your actions or your bank account, or like things that you achieve. Nobody don't care about what you want. Show the people what you want.
and
My fault.
nah, you had to get that off. But another thing that I see people do a lot, and including myself. Everything's got to be big, right? Everything's got to be, like I want to launch this, whatever this idea is. I want to launch this, and it got to be perfect, and it got to be right. And then in your brain, you done made this thing so big that you don't even know where to start or know how to start, right? So sometimes you just got to take small steps. You know what I'm saying? In my weight loss journey, I wish I could lose 100 pounds right now, but I might have to just go walk around the block today. I might just have to jog light pole to light pole or something just to get started. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of times we overthink this and we don't even take small steps, but the small steps could take you a long way. It's the small steps is so important. We don't even realize, the momentum, the discipline and the consistency that you build just by taking the small steps.
Real quick.
I think what most people do, they stop hanging with dreamers, right? They hang around people who are not dreamers, right? Their circles become stagnant because they're around people they feel comfortable with and don't want to be challenged. Like part of dreaming and reaching your dream is challenging yourself to something new. If you don't challenge yourself to anything new or push yourself or not having people around you who's going to push you and tell you the truth, right? And that truth could be whatever, right? It don't have to be life truth. It could be truth in business or whatever, right? But what you need to hear to get to where you need to go, that's where it's at. People lose their dreams because they stop dreaming. And they stop putting the action behind them. Like I'm a person, like I want to create every day. I want to create something. I want to create. It don't matter what it is, because I believe when you start building momentum, other things start to happen. You know what I mean? When people see you, people hear you. That's what part of. I'm hoping people, when they say they're outside, that's to build momentum. Enough people see you, enough people want to connect with you. You're there. Guess what? We have social media now. You pop up and put enough content or build an established presence and people know who you are, i.e., I made it intentional to put that sign behind me that said apply with Mr. Benton. And you can reach me on every platform at apply with Mr. Benton. So if you're able to be around people who dream, want to be pushed to dream, and attack your dream, what you have, like your actual dream. Because sometimes people be like, I want $1 million, but I'ma settle for $30 and a freaking biscuit every Friday. You know what I mean? They're like, I don't want to take that road because if I take that road, it's going to be hard and I might fail.
And
And if I fail, people are going to look at me and go, look at this idiot. He shouldn't have did it. He failed. But the only people who are going to say, look at these idiots, he failed, are a bunch of other idiots who already failed or scared to fail themselves.
and
So you're mad. You have all this you have all this shyness or this resentment or whatever. You're scared to make moves because of what people who don't even have your wits or your education or skills are waiting to say to you when you fail. And I think sometimes we do that because we're scared. We're like, if this doesn't work, everybody's gonna make fun of me. But I'm gonna tell you this because I had to realize this after a while. Don't nobody give a damn about you. Yo, people don't care about you. If you're not somebody of a certain stature and celebrity, bro, people look at you, they'll scroll and they'll forget about you right away. So if you worry about everybody else, which most people do when they're dreaming, oh, I want to move. Oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do this. But your social media doesn't show me that's who you want to be. Your content, you don't even talk about what you want to be. Like it doesn't add up. And I think sometimes we just need to be around other dreamers. It don't matter what you're dreaming about. If you say I want to be a scientist, I want to be a rocket engineer, I want to go to the moon. We don't even have to have the same job. I want to be a basketball player. But me seeing you hustle and work and put that work in every day, I'm going to want to do the same thing because I'm going to feel bad if you're really trying to dream. You're going to feel bad that you're not putting the work in. So I think you gotta have that proximity to other people who are looking to dream and be great on a daily basis in order to reach your dreams. If you're not, you're fooling yourself, bro. Like you can't hang around people who are not dreaming and say, I want to dream. It's like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Brother King.
So I got like a few things. So with Gerard, um, to me, you have to dream big. You have to think big because then you got something to work towards. Now, all those small steps do count towards the big goal or big thing that you want to do, but you got to just go do it. It don't got to be perfect. You could work on being perfect later, but just start. So that's with that. Now, as far as what Jason said, as far as dreaming big and being around those who are doing it or those who are dreamers, I always say something like, I would never share information like about a dream or a goal with nobody who don't have their own dreams or goals, because all they could do is bring you down, be like, yo, nah, you can't do it, you can't do this, that, and third. Do you notice that the people that you build with that are doing something, are doing big things, or they're dreamers, they never say, yo, you shouldn't do that. They be like, yo, I'm proud of you, keep going, let me know how I go, I'm gonna check in with you. Like I'm gonna see if you did this, that, and the third. And then I want to add that um Chris from Gorilla Lemonade had posted something on his page like yesterday or 2 days ago. He said something like, um, where do you see yourself within 2 to 5 years? And I comment on the post. I said, I can't tell you, but I could show you. So all the talking, all the dreaming, all that stuff, it's cool, but you got to show not just the world, but show yourself through your actions and what you do daily to show yourself that you deserve this, or that you're working towards something, because we all talk like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Like me, even me, I could get more focused, I could get more organized in the things that I want out of life. I could do more, and I know I am doing a lot, but you could always do more. You could always do more. And I need to start being a little bit more harder on myself, because I would hit my goals faster and I would get there sooner or whatever, if I get more focused.
Yeah. Jason, I want to ask this because I know you've been in your career a little bit longer than all of us. I know it kind of changed up a little bit throughout the years. But if you don't mind sharing with the people some of your or one of your like lowest experiences where you were going through your fight, trying to get to where you are now. what was like one of your lowest moments where you felt like you just wanted to quit and you felt like it may not be possible?
I can say I never wanted to quit. Like I'm not gonna quit, right? I
Mm-hmm.
rather be sleeping in the alley than to quit because I really have regret if I don't do stuff. Like if I were to settle for a certain life, and I think the lowest part, I don't think I had any low points, but I had points where I realized that I'm stuck. And I was a banker, and I was an operations manager at a bank, and I realized that I'm stuck, and it's the people around me, a particular person who I felt like I was in quicksand because they were sabotaging my career, right? And they looked like us, and I had to realize like I had to make a move. And I remember I was telling my wife, I was like, "Listen, I'm about to make this move." I was talking that talk like for like 2 years. I'm about to get back in the mortgage industry. I'm about to do this. I got to get my license. Blah blah blah. And I'm pretty sure she's like, "Man, this dude been saying this stuff." So one day I called her and I was like, "Babe, I quit." She was like, "What?" I was like, "I'm on my way home. I quit." And I just left like an hour or 2 hours prior. And then by that Monday, I was already studying for my mortgage test, and I got it within 30 days. And I think that was the lowest point because I felt trapped, bro. I felt trapped, and I felt like it was my fault because I should have made a move a lot sooner. And when your intuition tells you something, you need to do it right away. As far as like the mortgage industry, things being difficult, like I don't never feel low because I already know it's going to come up. I already know if I stay long enough, I'll be able to come up. But that was the lowest point where I felt like I didn't make the right moves quick enough, and I was trapped behind somebody who was sabotaging me.
Mm.
And that's the worst thing, to have somebody smile in your face every day and they're sabotaging you behind your back, bro. And I know because the employees, my tellers and bankers were telling me what was going on every step of the way. And I'm sitting there like, I don't do nothing but be loyal to people, bro. I'm here on days that I shouldn't be here. I'm off today, but I'll drive all the way down to do a stupid meeting where I shouldn't be. And like, you know what I mean? You sacrificing, not going to appointments, and then you realize somebody's doing something to you. And I said I would never put myself in that position again. And from that day on, whenever I felt uncomfortable at a company or around people or in a situation, I leave. I leave. Like I just that's what I do because I don't want to get out of character, and I built my professional self up, so I just leave. And I left, and that was the best. That was the best thing. And somebody asked me about that particular person one time, and I went off in pub. I was like, I wouldn't spit on her if she was on fire. And they was like, what? But I wasn't out of anger. It was out of, you can't let people slide all the time, bro, and be like and be nice to them and stuff like that. You gotta really step away, cut people off because there's some evil people out there, bro. And you see it in people, but you choose not to believe it. And that was a low point. And even when I think about it now, it pisses me off a little bit because I'm like, how can somebody treat somebody like that? Like it's only us. We're the only people who are not protecting each other. And I spoke to another manager and other people from another culture, and they were like, "Jay, we wouldn't like you know how hard it is for us to throw other people in the bus. He's like, I don't care if this is the worst person. I'm never gonna throw this person under the bus to anybody. For us, boy, we throw each other under the bus quick, boy. And
For
and, and
something
that's and
small
that was a
too.
low point.
Something small.
Over something small, yeah. It's like we don't protect each other, and I realized that like, and I think that was a low point to where I was like, yo, I'm really not that important. To people. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that important to be protected by the people I work with. Or, you know what I mean? So, I think that was a really low point. I still talk about it to this day, and I realized that I was hurt behind it because of the sacrifices I made throughout the years to get to that point. You know what I mean? And to have somebody try to shut you down for literally no particular reason at all, other than I didn't do. I didn't move how somebody wants you to move. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to do that. I'm not moving like nobody wants me. I'm going to do what the hell I want.
Yeah. Hey, Gerard, man, this kind of my words are so terrible tonight. I can't even get my thoughts together. I'm gonna just ask you more simple. Out of what he said, what was your biggest takeaway from your story? You're on mute right now.
I'm sorry. You said what was the biggest takeaway from his story?
Yes, sir. For you, well, it doesn't have to be nothing major, but what stood out to you the most out of what he just spoke on?
I mean, like we was talking the other day, and so him listening to him talk just now brought me right back to the conversation we had. When was that? Yesterday. Stop putting humans on a higher pedestal than they need to be. Humans is humans, and humans gonna fuck up. They're gonna mess up. So you can't get disappointed when a human do human shit. Like you know what I'm saying. So and trust. We talking about trust in your mind. You want to be able to trust people. You want to be able to depend on people. Now, family could be a little bit different, right? I gotta hold y'all to a higher regard. You get what I'm saying? But a coworker, like, yeah, it's like Jason he figured it out the hard way, But but it's like, yeah, humans do human shit. Like I had a dude that I was working with back when I was driving trucks. You used to have to come in. Was delivering auto parts or whatever the hell it was, but you used to have to come in. The tickets is laid out. So instead of the company separating the tickets and saying, all right, you got this area, this dude used to come in early in the morning and take all the good areas. You know what I'm saying? so I'm like, yo, bro, why I keep ending up in Massachusetts? Like, you know what I'm saying? I got shit to do today. I'm not going up there. Well, come to find out, he was taking all the tickets, bro. And then, I ratted him out. I tried to. You know what I mean? I went and told the manager, like, yo, this dude's doing this, and they took his side, bro. I threw that next tail across that warehouse and told him to kiss my entire ass. I was out of there, bro.
What he looked like? What the guy looked like?
Yo, he looked like us.
What it looked like?
He looked like
no.
us.
What he looked like?
He looked like
Come
us.
on, Mike, cut that out. Wow.
Yeah.
You used to come in late all the time, huh?
Nah, he used to come in early.
He came in whenever you wanted to.
He used to come in early.
No, you used to come in whenever you wanted to. He came in early. They knew he gonna get it done.
Yeah, I came in when they told me to come in. You feel me?
Oh yeah. See, sometimes, man, you gotta take advantage of the opportunity. Come in early, get out early.
Yeah, but this what I'm saying. You might be right, but bro, I'm not altering my life. I'm not altering my life for this dude. You feel what I'm saying? If my employer was like, yo, you should, you need to come in early, I'd have did it. But I'm not changing my life for this dude. Like, who is he? You know what I'm
saying? A lot of times the employer shouldn't even have to tell you to come in early. You should come in early because you want to be a good employee.
Yeah, I ain't.
You know what I mean?
I really didn't.
So they look at him like he's a good employee. I'm not listening to you, right? Come in whenever
That's
you
exactly
want.
What happened.
It's like come in early, man. I'm keeping this guy.
That's exactly what it was. Bro.
That's how they look at it, man. They don't care about all that. Yeah, it's not right. So what? He's getting the job done early.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's how they look at it.
All his runs close. He done at 3:00.
And he did like 10 stops by 3. And you know what I mean? You got to go far, 2 hours away.
Yo, but I hope they happy together right now. You know what I'm saying?
you hope they happy together.
Yeah,
you saying they're still together working at the job?
I really don't even give a fuck. I just hope it was worth it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just hope it was all worth it. I'm on the bigger and better things, man. He can have that route. I hope he still get off at 2:00.
Hold
on, Mike. I got my biggest takeaway from it. You wasn't gonna say.
I was going to share my takeaway, but go ahead, my brother.
Oh, all right. Oh, my fault. I thought you was about to go to the next topic.
No, sir. Go ahead. Continue.
I'm make it quick. My biggest takeaway was Jason getting motivated and feeling like, forget these people. I'm about to go do what I want to do, and now he's here, doing what he want to do in real time. So sometimes we got to go through something to push us or put some fire under us so we could get to where we really need to be and really want to be.
Yeah. Mine was going to be very similar. You know what I mean? I think, for someone that may be struggling to find a next move to make something shake, mine was like, you got to kind of find that driver. Right. Find that thing. Like for Jason, it was this guy that was trying to bring him down. And so if it's your life, if it's your story, whether it be an outside source or if you feel like it's you internally or maybe your surroundings, you got to figure out what that thing is and try to get it up out the way, right? And getting it up out the way is making that change, whatever that change may need to be. But that was definitely something for people to think on, Jason. Thank you for that story, man. Um, Brother King, I'm gonna bring it to you next, man, my brother. I know you've been in and out. You've been doing a couple things when it comes to business. I know you hit credit. You in the real estate now. I know You worked a 9 to 5. At what point was it your lowest, or you may have felt like this plan may not work? Like, what was there something in your life that came in? You was like, man, I don't know if I'll be able to do this. I might not be able to be a full-time entrepreneur. I might have to stay at my 9 to 5.
That was a lot, Mike. There was a lot going on there.
Yes, sir.
For me, I would say that I never felt like nothing was gonna work, but how I even do entrepreneurship, even if I had a 9 to 5, right, I would still be doing entrepreneurship. I'd still be talking to people everywhere I go. Like I drove trucks too. So every location I go to, I have a flyer or I tell people about my book. I tell people about credit repair. I tell people I'm a real estate agent. I deliver oil a few years ago, or whatever. So I have my flyers and I put my flyers in their mailbox. I tell people what I do, like different things like that. Um, I speak about a time when I was doing credit repair and I was trying to hit a certain goal. I was trying to do like a certain amount of money a month. I think I was striving to do 25,000 a month in business. So around this time, a lot of people were inviting me to like birthday parties, all kind of events, and I'm telling these people, nah, I can't make it to these events until I hit my goal. I wasn't going nowhere. I was staying in the house. I was, going through my numbers, going through my network, going through their network or whatever, and I won't go nowhere. I stayed down. I kept putting in the work, and then once I reached my goal, then I will go out. Then I'll do certain things. But sometimes you will look at how things aren't working out. You'll be like, what could I do? What could I do different? What could I do next? And you just got to go through all the different ways because you can't say something didn't work if you didn't try every single way, if you didn't try every different option. And a lot of people give up. They try 3 options. They're like, oh man, I give up. I quit. And a lot of times, not just in business, but in life, period, you only lose or you only fail when you quit. If you keep going and you keep putting in the work, eventually something's gonna work because, like Jason said a little while ago about the momentum, once you're doing different things, you're putting yourself in different places and you're not giving up, you're gonna get to the next level no matter what. It's bound to happen. And um you're speaking it, you're living it, you're working towards it. If you speak it out, the universe will meet you halfway. You just got to do the work.
Mm. Yes, sir. Fellas, before we start to, end this show, I just kind of want to take us because we kind of hit most of our topics already. So I kind of want to take us in a different route, just a little bit. Um, I want to talk about income, right? Or what's considered uh rich nowadays, right? For you guys, when you were growing, at let's say early 20s, late teens, what would you guys consider to be rich back then? What number would you consider to be rich?
$1 million.
Back then, a
And
million dollars was
Back then, when like a little kid or like in '08,
like
what back
early
then?
like early 20s, late teens.
listen.
Million
I
for
think
sure.
everybody always had the goal to make $1 million. I think you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, I think that was the goal. A million was like, yeah, man, just get this million, and
You be
then
all right
once
for the rest of your life.
yeah, I heard once you get to that million, you like, man, this ain't no money. Now you
It-
gotta get to 10 million, then it's 100 million.
yeah.
Now it's a billion now.
Here's what's crazy. This might be stupid or this might be genius. It's not gonna be in between. if if you make $100,000 a year, let's say you make $80,000 a year. In 10, 12 years, you've made $1 million. But I say that to say we all chasing $1 million. We all like, yo, I need 1 million. I like you made that. You did that 10 times over already.
But it's what you did with it that makes a difference.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. That was a genius.
It was
segment.
genius. That's what I'm talking about.
That was genius. Thank you. Good job. Random question. Would you rather? This is if you're an employee. Would you rather work 70 hours a week and make $250,000, or would you rather work 25 hours a week and make $100,000?
That's a tough question. For me, I'm an entrepreneur, man. I don't got office hours, man.
Let's just get into the mind. This is just random questions before we end the show. We just digging into some thoughts.
So what am I doing for that 250?
Man, I don't know. Something. So either one, you don't like neither one of them, but you got to work 70 hours for 250 or 25 hours for 100,000.
70 hours for a year?
Yeah. Let's just say a year, Jason. Yeah.
Okay. No, because that's going to play a major role in it. You know
Okay.
what I mean? If it's 70 hours for a week, I mean, but yeah, I mean, I think 70 hours a week for 250 is I mean, if you're an
70
employee,
hours a
it's
week.
probably
I'd ask my wife
But
first.
that's not even
Question.
that's a little overtime.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So yeah, I could do it.
Like 30 hours of overtime. That's good for 250.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a little excessive. Only make 250 working 70 hours. Because a full-time work week is 80 hours, so you're doing 70. That's 140 for 250. I mean, hey,
bro, a full-time work week is 40 hours, bro.
I said 2 weeks. I'm talking about 2
I
weeks.
thought you said one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
No, 2 weeks. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So
Yeah, you can do that.
So 2 weeks of work.
I did it. I did that and made less. So yeah, sign me up. I worked way more hours than that. I made less. So
Yeah.
where do I sign, Mike? Or this it's just a question. My fault.
Yeah. Just a question, man. Just to get into your thoughts.
25 hours for 100. That's not bad.
25 hours a week for 100,000? No, not at all.
100,000.
That's pretty good
That's
too.
why I was trying to figure out what you mean. 70 hours.
Yeah, it could have been a trick question. Like that's not bad at all.
It was a trick question.
When you look at it, it's like,
It was a trick question.
I'll do that right now.
That's a 3-day work week right there.
Yeah, that sounds like a hybrid gig. That's hybrid.
I'm like, yo.
It don't even need to be hybrid because you only 8 times 3 is 20. 24.
So let me ask you this though. Let's do this.
I gotta do my math again.
If we do, so if it depends on where you live, because if I live in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, or some parts of Texas, I'll take the 25 hours for 100K. Because if I'm living in New York or Miami and Brickell in California, that 270 ain't gonna go too far.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of work to be using most of it in taxes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
next question, man. What's richer, owning $1 million house or having peace and flexibility? For you guys personally, I know everybody's different.
Owning $1 million house, you said?
Oh yes. Which one is richer to you, owning $1 million house or having peace and stability?
Bro, peace and stability is worth more than any amount of money in the world, bro.
$1 million house, all right, that sound dope, but like, what it come with?
yeah,
I don't know.
That come with? That sound like a lot of bills. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, like $1 million worth of bills.
Yeah, that's gonna bring $1 million problems for sure.
How many acres is the house on? Like, you got all kind of landscaping you got to pay for every month, every week. That's just one thing.
True.
Get to wake
How
I'm
up.
big
not gonna lie. Here in Miami, $1 million house is not what you think it is.
Right.
I know.
That thing is a 3-2 bedroom in the middle of Coconut Grove.
Mike, all of these questions is subjective as fuck. Like
I know that's okay. That's okay. We about to end the show in like 4, 5, 7 minutes.
Yo.
Last question for y'all, man. Would you rather make more money or have more free time? I know it's subjective. I know it's
More free time to make more money. Everybody gonna say that. More free time to make more money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yo,
All right, man. That was it. You really gonna answer the question? Go ahead.
I was about to say, man, like there is a point where it's like, all right, money is not everything, but at the same time, if you ain't got it, it's everything.
That's a big fact, my brother. That's a big fact.
Money is like I don't like to say money is not everything because it's not everything, but we're all working for money to survive.
Yeah.
So when people say, "Man, I don't care about money," I mean, yeah, I do. I do because money gonna create freedom for me.
Yeah.
I need money to buy groceries unless we're gonna go nomads and go move into the mountains or something like that. But I need George Washington and Benjamin Franklin and the fellas. I need a lot of it to survive.
I think I don't want to start a whole new conversation, but I think that's where part of the like I don't know if it's a problem, but where you feel like you shouldn't have to worry about money, right? Because everything that we need to just live is completely free. Now we're not talking about everything, the house and all that, but just to live, bare minimum, to breathe, to eat, to drink is all free. We just made it a price. And obviously these things always have had a price because you got to trade certain things even back then, right? That's where the barter system came from, and that's where now money came into play. It just made it easier to barter. But it's like, man, like, yeah, you don't want to have to worry about money, but because of the society that we live in, because of the world, the way it has changed nowadays, you kind of have no choice but to, unless, like you just said, you just want to live bare minimum but not really have much in life.
But I think we complicate it, right? So we complicate money, right? We complicate having money, and we talk about this all the time, and we answer our own question.
Mm-hmm.
Where can I go? Because right now you can go get a remote job, right? I get a remote job, I can make 50, 60, 70, 80,000, whatever per year, right? I get a remote job. Where can I go with that money, and what state do I go that it's going to be the biggest bang for my buck? Right? You have that answer. There's a lot of places you can go where 50, 60,000 and you can survive off of it. People say no, but you can. There's states you can make 50, 60,000 survive, right? The complications come is when I go, I'm not moving there. I don't know nobody there. This place sucks. It's too far. I don't like change. Oh, my mother, my father, my brother, my sister. I can't bring my dog with me. My cat can't come. That's where the complication starts coming because we're like complicating our life. So it's like, are you going to, so you only make 50. You don't want to move anywhere, but if you stay making that 50 here, you're barely going to be surviving. And that's where we overcomplicate it. Because if we thought about it and kept it simple, I make 50. I'm a remote employee. I'm just saying right now, 50, 60, you should be able to go out there and make that job, right?
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, right? Like you could go make 50, 60,000 right now, right? So you go, you get a job somewhere and you live in a low-cost area, low-cost state, keep your bills low, keep everything low, and come up whenever you save enough and invest. I mean, I don't think that's difficult. I think we just overcomplicate it.
No, not at all. But I think I agree with your point. But I think that's different than what I'm discussing, right? Because if you look at, let's just say like a native that lives in the woods and you got the village, they ain't worried about no money. They're not worried about no retirement.
Oh, you talk, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm saying like in that way. Like it's like we are now in a society where we have to worry about that. If we live somewhere that didn't worry about the money at all, you would just chill. Grandma just old, she in the back, walking around with the cane. She ain't got shit to do. She chilling. She ain't worried about retirement. She ain't worried about going to the old folks home or nothing. She just gonna die right there, and we gonna bury her and call it a good day.
So you mean living off the land?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes, exactly. I'm saying like a more simple life, not like what you were saying. But I do agree with what you were saying.
I think I want a stressful life.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not living without no air conditioning. I'm telling you that right now.
Well, back then you ain't had no choice. So that's what I'm saying. We now have the ability to do that, which now, because now you say, I'm choosing not to, because now you are forced or you are put in that position to now have the choice on what you want.
I mean, but the question you ask is, which would you rather have?
I don't even remember my question.
Yeah.
What was the
Listen,
question?
Yeah, the question was,
So-
which would you rather have? You can't make me go back in the woods, Mike. You gave me a choice. You gave
Well,
me a choice.
yeah,
You're
my,
absolutely right. Absolutely right, my brother.
listen, Mike,
Yes, sir.
money ain't everything, right?
hmm
But it's up there with oxygen.
Say that.
Facts. I like
And I
that,
want to
man.
add to damn, what Gerard just said.
He said,
Oh,
ask
it's
him the
about the
question.
AC. Listen, they said that's why a lot of people sick how they are now, because back in the day they'd be hot and they'd be sweating all the toxins out their body. You know, that's just something to think about.
Nah. I don't even want to
What?
I think you thought about
Y'all hear
it.
that?
I think you thought about it, man. I'm good. I appreciate it, brother.
Nah, I'm saying, but y'all never heard that?
Say-
Yeah.
say- wait,
That's why a lot of people live longer and
Oh, okay.
they
Yes,
weren't
sir.
as sick as the people now. Like, people back then, like years ago, people lived to be 90 something, 93, 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they were sweating, like, they was in the fields, they was doing certain things to where the stuff don't stay in their body. Like they get rid
Yeah.
of like things easier, basically.
So in the military, they used to tell us like, "Yo, you need to stay out the AC. We're going on a training, right? You go a 45-day whatever training, sometime longer. You need to acclimate your body to the weather." I didn't know what that meant at first, but boy, if you stay in that AC and you go out there to 100 degrees and you sleeping in the woods for 2 weeks, boy, you're
Yeah,
gonna feel like you're dying. You're gonna feel like you're dying, bro. You can't get cool. And some bases, it don't get cool at nighttime. It stays hot. Like in Florida, it's 90 degrees at 12 o'clock. And
Yeah,
that is
it be
the worst
muggy.
feeling in the world, bro.
No matter what time of day, it's still hot. Yeah.
Oh,
Exactly.
Jesus. I just had a flashback.
Hey, fellas, man, I think this was a great show. Jason just left us. Oh, there you go again. I think this was a great show. I think we definitely ended it off a little bit lighter than usual. We had some good conversations, some good laughter, shared some opinions. But now it's time to get in that bag. It's time for us one more time before we get up out of here to drop a gem. Brother King, I'm starting off with you, man.
Listen, when you have a dream, you can share it with the person you're with, as far as your spouse or your girlfriend or your wife. As a man, you shouldn't worry about what nobody think. You shouldn't worry about how they feel, because this is your dream. This is what you want. Go make it happen. And if the people love you like they say they do, maybe they'll follow you. Maybe they'll come to where you at. If you're leaving the state, if you're leaving the job, if you're leaving to make your life and your family life better.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go next. Drop in the chat, man. From this conversation we had earlier, let us know if out of the information, if you stayed until the end, if you listened to the information that Jason dropped for us, let us know if you would consider moving to Florida. Do you feel like it's a good thing, it's a bad thing, or even tell us what you think about with the whole Florida tax, with them getting rid of what was it? The property taxes, right?
Property tax. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on them getting rid of the property taxes? Do you think it's a good move, a bad move? Let us know. But my gem is, man, go pick up a book, man. If there's something that you feel like you want to do, if there's a certain lifestyle that you want to live, go find a book that relates, right? Read it once, read it twice, read it 3 times, take some notes, highlight it a couple times, and share that book as well. You know what I mean? Drop some information. Somebody else may need that book. I got back into Rich Dad Poor Dad. And that was based off the conversation we were having before, Jason, with what we were talking about starting. And I was like, man, I really want to go read that book again. I still got it. The first time I read it, I've read it in like 2 weeks. But I'm looking at it now, I'm like, this book a little bit thicker, because I was a little bit more excited. Oh yeah, I got Rich Dad Poor Dad for the first time. It's a great book. It is still a great book, but I'm definitely ready to dive back in. I'm on chapter 1, taking my time on it. Yeah, that's my gem, man. Brother Gerard.
My bad. I hit the button. Yo, start.
We need a new tech guy.
Yo.
We need a new tech guy.
Yo, I went to go unmute the mic and hit the wrong damn button. Sorry. But yo, start small. It's okay to start small. It's okay to build momentum. It's okay to build the consistency and compound your efforts into whatever that ultimate goal is.
Yes, sir. Brother Jason, take us home.
I think simplify your life, man. I think we do, in the conversation we have earlier, I think we complicate this stuff, man. We know what we need to do to get to where we need to be, but we think that we gotta wait for God's words and direction, and He's given us the words and direction. We just don't like what He's saying. We don't want to do it that way. Sometimes we have the world in our hands and we don't even realize it, and because we don't think about simplicity, right? Be simple with the things you do, because if you live a simple life, you can come up a lot faster. Living a simple life does not mean, oh, I don't have enough money, or I'm down, I can't shine, oh, you only got one life to live. But being simple means you're able to prioritize what's important regardless of what's going on, so you can live a longer life of freedom and not wait for something to happen, be intentional about it. And I think if we thought about that a lot more, we'll all live better, simple lives.
Yes, sir. Cousins family, tonight we covered a lot. Markets shifting, costs rising, dreams getting tested, and life out here moving the goalpost every few months. Bills start multiplying like they got group chats. Mortgage rates start doing gymnastics, and life has a way of throwing surprise levels at you. But the people who keep learning, adapting, staying locked in, usually give themselves the best chance to win. Securing the bag isn't just about money, it's about creating freedom, protecting your peace, and building something bigger than yourself. If you got value from this episode, like, subscribe, share it with somebody trying to level up, and we'll catch you next time right here only on YouTube. I'm sorry, we didn't even say that. From now on, we are only on YouTube. You will never find us on Facebook ever again going live. We will continue to post shorts on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, but only live will be on YouTube from now on. So we'll see you guys next week at 7 p.m. Peace.
Beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, moved G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword, swinging blades at these scrubs. Flock like bugs to the light, getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top bullshit. All I needed was a mic. Yeah. Hey, pass the rock, it's all butter. Pack your bags and take flight. Don't worry, it's all covered. Hey, live your life while you can. Our days are all numbered. Rain could cause thunder, but the sun comes after, clearing up the disaster.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back, I'm focused on what's in front of me. Everybody day's a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company.
So take it from me, I got some places I should take you to see. You know it's easy when you ride with a G. Light speed, moving fast through the city, trying to find me some peace. I finally lived to be the guy that I was dying to be. Still I got some trust issues, people lie through their teeth. The more I grew, the more they hide.